Hello. Good morning. All right, so I shall be reading A Medical Medium by Anthony Williams, Cleanse to Heal. This is the Hidden Exposures, Part 4. Gasoline. We act as if gasoline is safe, as if breathing it in is completely harmless, with no effects on our body or health whatsoever. We act almost as cavalierly with gas at the pump as if it were water. Once in a while over the years, I've heard old stories of people siphoning gas with the rubber hose using their mouth and then spitting it out, as if this practice can't be that bad for you. Gasoline has been through a lot of phases of toxicity. It used to have lead in it. How dangerous was that? When the world realized the lead levels were too toxic for human safety, unleaded gasoline was introduced. As though lead had been the only harmful thing about it. Around the same time of the switch from leaded to unleaded gasoline, many gas stations also started switching over from full service to self-serve. Not here in DR. We don't touch the pump here. That means that in the time of leaded gasoline, the people exposed directly to the gas were mostly limited to gas station attendants, farmers who worked with tractors, and folks who worked in lawn mowing and landscaping. If you were the person sitting in your car getting full service, you only really got exposed to the fumes when you opened your window to speak to the attendant and pay. Those days are over in most places now, and the number of people directly exposed to gasoline has increased exponentially due to pump your own gas stations. Who knew? I didn't know. I can't see comments and stuff. I don't know how to do all that. Anyway. And again, just because lead isn't being added to gas anymore doesn't mean gas doesn't have any other components that are just as dangerous. Some even more dangerous than lead. Methyl butyl ether, MTBE, isn't the only additive of concern either. Its removal doesn't solve the problem. As a solvent, gasoline has ghost-like qualities, with a highly rapid rate of a saturation of cell tissue, even when all we've done is inhaled its fumes into our lungs. And when gasoline does land on skin, it travels through skin tissue as if you have no skin on your body. I didn't know that. Your skin is meant to be your body's first line of defense. Having your largest organ covering you is meant to protect your blood, immune system, and the rest of your organs. Solvents such as gasoline that are created to run industries bypass this protection mechanism. One drop of gasoline on your skin will drive through layers instantly and enter the bloodstream immediately as if there was no barrier. That's the potency of solvents. From the bloodstream, they can go to your brain, although your liver will try to stop gasoline, absorb it, contain it as much as it can. And so your liver is where much of your gasoline gets stored in the end. It's kind of like your uncle storing a bunch of gas cans in barns over the years. The gas may be stale, only he knows discarding it takes special care. And he's too flat out with the other farm chores to handle it properly. So it stays stored away, just as gasoline sits in your overloaded liver. We breathe in gas fumes while filling our cars. Fumes from our own pumps, fumes from people filling their tanks at neighboring pumps, and exhaust fumes from cars starting up all around us. Many gas stations don't have clips on the nozzle handles, so we have to hold the handle in place the whole time with our faces only a couple feet from the gas pouring into our tanks. Plus, droplets occasionally splatter onto our hands when we're not using gloves at the gas pump. These are real exposures. People who've had increased exposure because they pumped gas for a living, and those who still do today, have for the most part not enjoyed a high quality of life. Gasoline can be a life shortener, and yet our teenagers are at the gas station every week pumping their own gas into their first cars. There are no signs at the gas pump saying, "Children and young adults should not pump gas." There are no signs saying, "Try not to breathe in gas fumes," or "Wear rubber gloves when operating gas pump," or "Stay away if you have lung problems," or "Keep your distance if you have chronic illness." It wouldn't take anything for the petroleum industry to create a disposable mask that blocks solvent fumes that you could easily grab from a dispenser at the station. But for COVID-19, we have masks. It's a prime example of how the world doesn't always look out for our best interest. That's why the information in this chapter and the rest of this book is here to look out for you. As worrisome as it may sound that gasoline breaks down the immune system and weakens the nerve cells, making us more susceptible to viruses and bacteria and speeding their growth so that we're more vulnerable to neurological illness. It's worse not to know. It's worse to never get a shot at protecting yourself and your family. Instead of living in fear, you can call around and seek out full-service gas stations, or, if you can't find any, gas stations that have a clip on the nozzle so you can at least keep a little distance. You can purchase a box of disposable nitrile gloves to keep in the car for pumping gas. If you're chronically ill and you have a relative who doesn't have the same susceptibility and doesn't mind pumping gas, you can enlist their help. If you must pump your own gas and hold the nozzle in place, you can be cautious about the wind direction and stand upwind so the fumes aren't blowing directly towards you. And to address the exposures from our past and the new ones we can't avoid, we can take the powerful step of cleansing. The book is Medical Medium, Cleanse to Heal by Anthony Williams. I will post the link. Right now I have the, the ebook, and it's on sale on Amazon. Amazing information. I had my own situations, and I didn't realize that it was, I was thinking my fault, I'm sick, I don't know what to do. And it's really just we're surrounded by a lot of things that weaken our immune system. So he's saying that cleansing is the best way to get rid of a lot of these, parasites, bacteria, and things that feed the viruses. So it's amazing book, and I'm going to be reading it. I'm going to be putting videos, so if you don't have time to buy it or anything, you at least have like some type of audio. I'm about to read one more: pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, chemical fertilizers, and lawn treatments. But I'm going to end this one and do it as separately so I can have the videos separate. Anyways, check out the book. It's my first time reading it, actually.